welcome back to another episode of the Niche Girls podcast. I'm Kristen.
I'm Yolanda.
And I'm Jessie.
And we're back. We've been on vacation since before the
Yes.
holidays. The holidays are crazy, and then, just January wound up being like an absolute wild month.
Yeah.
So how are
Yeah.
you guys? How was your month? How was your holidays?
Go ahead, Yolanda, go for it.
Oh, good. It was busy. The holidays were the holidays. But they were good. But January was just a lot. It's I work a different job than Jessie and Kristen, and it's convention season, so I've just been working every night until like 2 a.m. and it's great. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
it's
wonderful.
a lot. It's
a lot.
crazy because we were so busy too.
But I got to go to Festival of the Arts a couple times. I think in general, January is for a lot of businesses. It's the time to restart everything. It's you're regrouping your plans for the year. So
I feel like people
it's a lot,
come
but
back
yeah, I've
online
just
and they're
been
like,
living
oh
there.
yeah, this was going on before the holidays, and then it's like this rush to get everything done that everybody put on hold during the holidays. So yeah.
It's really that, yeah. I did have family visit too, or friends, and we went swimming with manatees, and it was far too cold the weekend I did this.
So fun though.
It was very cool. I've been a couple times with my sister, and her private tours are definitely better, but this one was cool. And if anyone didn't know, that's something that you can do when you come to Florida. So.
Did you go to Crystal River?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did like a tour, but like my sister, she used to work there, so she like just knows where to go with kayaks and stuff like that.
Nice.
And when you go on the tours, they kind of just like drop you off near manatees, and so there's a lot more people. But it was still really pretty. I mean, there's a lot of babies out and a lot of nursing.
I've done it twice. I want to do it again this year for my birthday, so we'll see if that happens.
Do it.
Yeah, I love it.
This is my third time. It definitely. I mean, if anyone is interested in this, go when it's colder. Go during the winter. You're going to be shocked, but there's way more manatees.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. So I did that.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and Kristen and I, oh my God, we've just been so busy with work.
Yeah.
With the holidays, we were back to back like holiday parties, and then January hit, and they brought back after hours. So we were just kind of going and going and going and going. And January was
and then
January was just nonstop for us.
And we'll parlay this into our topic today. A bunch of Universal stuff going on too, and Jessie and I've been at Universal a lot this month. So, and that, like I said, parlays us into our topic today, which is kind of a twofold topic, I guess. We're gonna talk about. Yesterday there was this big announcement about Epic Universe over in Universal Studios, and it's opening in 2025, and we finally got some more information about it, and this had our brains turning. What does does Disney have on the horizon? And we got nothing, folks. So I mean, we did have like Jessie was saying, some stuff happened in January, but I mean,
I will say
nothing spectacular.
Yes, Disney does try to be very secretive, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt of like they do have parks across the world, and like I said, like Disneyland Paris just got their new drone show, which is really really cool, and they opened in Shanghai. They did the Zootopia area and Frozen, so like they are innovating.
Not here.
But in terms of Disney World itself, which is what we're comparing to Universal Orlando, like if you took an Orlando trip, is what we're going to be comparing. So. We'll keep it there. Disney World for 2024 and 2025 right now, in terms of concrete what's coming, we have Communicore Hall Plaza at Epcot, and to get all the walls down, Tiana's Bayou, and a retheme of Country Bears.
That's that.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what we have.
That's it.
Well, we're going to get beignets in Magic Kingdom with
tomorrow,
Tiana,
actually.
So I guess a little fast.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Are the Tomorrow beignets like for February 1st? Are those Tomorrow beignets the ones that are permanently staying in Magic Kingdom? No, those are just
I don't think that they've really announced that yet. I think, in my opinion, and I'm not basing this on anything but my knowledge of Disney, is that this is their test to see how it goes over, and
that's what I think too.
If they're going to serve them in like Pecos Bill and do like a retheme there, if they're going to retheme like that Golden Old, because remember in Disney World, Tiana's Bayou Adventure doesn't make a lot of sense because it's in our Frontierland. In Disneyland, it makes total sense, but here it doesn't. So I think that we're going to see a couple changes in that area over the next.
I would love a new, like, they could totally spread outwards, like where the parade goes in right next to Tiana's Bayou.
Yes.
They could totally spread outwards for the park and make like a New Orleans square. And they have so much room back there. They have just like big parking lots and trees.
True.
You could easily, but they're not going to do that, but you
Good.
could.
No, I agree with Christian because it does not make a ton of sense for
No,
it to
it
be in our
doesn't.
frontier land. I mean, the only thing I can kind of connect it to is like Tom Sawyer's is swampy. Like
Yeah.
the little boat is kind of reminiscent of like a swamp boat,
Yeah.
but it just
Yeah. I mean, maybe if like the only other thing I could see like working, which again, this will never happen, but if they switched Tiana's Bayou and Thunder Mountain, they could have like a little corner of like New Orleans.
See, that would be very cute.
But Tiana's is in the middle of frontier, so
even if they did retheme that portion of it, it's like you still have to get to Big Thunder Mountain, and I don't know how it works. So all that to say, I feel like the beignets we're getting tomorrow are a test to see how that works.
Yeah.
If it's going to work, if they're going to keep them there, if there's going to be some retheming going on. I think that they're just testing it.
They're going to work. They're beignets.
Operationally, though, I think it's more, I get what she's saying. It's like the frying and the transporting from Pecos Bills, that little stand. Yeah, like see where they're at probably. And just like, I mean, I think they'll be popular.
I love that that's like the main thing we can talk about for Disney is like beignets.
They have beignets, which we already have. It's just only at a hotel. Yeah, it's definitely concerning. So we'll compare and contrast, but I guess Universal announced yesterday that they of the official lands of Epic Universe. We've known that Epic Universe is coming in 2025. Right by Universal, like maybe 5 minutes from the current Orlando theme parks. And it is like on an absolutely massive scale. I live right next to it, so as someone who drives by it every day, I can tell you that it's like the size of both parks combined and a little bit more.
Yeah. They said that it was double Universal Orlando Resort.
Yeah, it's massive. It is absolutely massive. And they already have you can already see like the dueling coaster that was released yesterday. You can see that's already built, like the tracks there.
I am so excited they brought back a dueling coaster. I cannot even tell you. I saw that and I was like, oh my god, Dueling Dragons tribute. Like
they actually
the How to Train Your Dragon
their fans and gave us something crazy.
Maybe them doing like a Dueling Dragons house for like Halloween was kind of like a teaser. Like, here, love Dueling Dragons again.
Ooh.
And then they're like, hey, we're putting a dueling coaster back in. And I was like, yes.
I love this lore. I love that she's like, they're connecting
right?
it all. Yes.
I mean, they had to have. Like, everyone was so excited when they made a Dueling Dragons house. I was like,
wrong.
This is cool.
They were like people like this.
We miss this ride. Hagrid is a great ride, but I miss Dueling Dragons so much.
It should be like even better. I guess we can like go over the lands, what we were expecting. So you will enter through portals, which I thought this idea was such a brilliant way to combine everything. But so first you'll enter through Celestial Park, which is the main portal, and will take you in to like definitely a garden area, but it's focused on, like kind of space, but also it seemed kind of like how they're sticking to like the area that they tore down with like the Greek gods. It seemed kind of a mix between that. Then when you like go forward, it seems like you'll walk into like the 5 portal areas, which will have, I'm so excited, the Dark Universe, which is Universal Original Monsters. Then it will have How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Universal Nintendo World, and that's Ministry 3. Sorry, I need to look. I'm like, now I have to look because I forgot
there was a lot.
There's Ministry of Magic, which is the Harry Potter area, which they said is going to be both like Newt Scamander times and current times. So I'm interested to see how they're going to not put a timestamp on that, but I believe in them.
I do too.
But I believe they can do it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just those 5, the Celestial one.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes. And then also the hotel that is connected, Helios. And I don't think they've really announced the other hotels, but there is 2 So when you're driving down Universal
They
Boulevard,
did.
you can already see the Helios in the back, but there's still two more massive. It seems like more
They
budget friendly
did they
hotels.
did
Yeah,
release
and they're
some
ready. You can
information
actually
about
book
them.
them. They're
Okay,
opening in early 2025, which to
nice.
me
Yeah,
says that they're not going to be too far behind the park opening.
I don't think so. Yeah,
No, yeah, if you
and
can already book the hotels, like people are they're betting on Universal opening that parks,
Early.
sooner rather than later, only because like they are going so fast and they're they're not being
big
super
fast.
secretive. Like they released an entire video telling us almost exactly what's going to be in the
Hmm.
park, but they're also leaving the mystery of us leaving it up to our
Yeah.
imaginations too. So
Yeah,
I loved that they released all this information for us to like
Yeah.
fangirl over.
yeah.
So
Because
cool.
it was still like a lot, and then also
Yeah.
like there's been a lot of drone footage from
Oh
people in
yeah.
Orlando, and like they've been testing like the How to
Yeah.
Train Your Dragon ride already. Like I said, the dueling coaster, the cosmic something, your wishing stars like chasing each other.
So
That's already
freaking
completely
cool.
built. But all the hotels that we said, and this is something you can see. There's not massive walls up to hide a lot of this. Like you can see it,
Yeah.
and it's like Jessie said. I think it's cool that I can see it because I can fangirl over it, but I'm also like the speed at which they are doing this
Is insane.
is crazy.
I know.
Our Super Nintendo World will also be full size. So like if you go to Hollywood's Universal, it's kind
Smaller.
of just small. And I know right now they only have the two rides, and it looks like we're gonna be
Yeah,
getting
we are.
Donkey Kong ride.
Yeah.
So
And a
I'm
Donkey
so
Kong
excited
meet and
about. If
greet
you guys
too,
didn't
which they
know,
don't have.
no, I can't wait. The one in Japan's
Yeah.
getting Donkey Kong apparently spring of this year. But if you guys didn't know, the Donkey Kong ride will literally be a jumping coaster. It's going to perform stunts from the
Yeah.
game, which
Yeah,
Yeah.
the track is like on the
that's
side.
insane.
It's not in front of you. So you're going to see a track in front of you, but it's actually going to be on the
Oh,
side. So you're going to be like when you're jumping the track, you're not really jumping. It's just the track is on the side. So that's
Yeah.
how they're doing that. There's been like a couple of
that's
releases
smart.
like showing that technology, which is really
Yeah.
cool.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I the first time I went on Green Gots, I was like astonished. I was like, this is so
It's
freaking
my
cool.
favorite.
Like, how is this ride moving like
Yep.
this and doing these things as a roller coaster on a track? I
Yeah.
was amazed. And every single time I go on Green Gots, I'm still
Amazing.
amazed.
Yeah.
So the fact that they built that years ago, I can't even imagine what that like Donkey Kong ride is gonna be like. Like that's gonna
I'm
be
so
Yeah.
excited.
it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
those of you who haven't ridden Gringotts, it's like a moving, like if you've watched Harry Potter,
Yeah.
the bank cart. But it spins kind of the way Guardians spins, but more like it feels like a cart. It feels like heavy metal.
Yeah.
But there is literally a part, and like she said, I think this was built, I want to say I went to the opening in like 2014,
I was gonna say, I think
2012.
it's like
It was
It's been a
a while
while.
ago. There is a part where the 3D troll behind the screen grabs the cart and does this, which you feel on the cart, but it's a screen troll. He's not reaching out the screen, and like spins you.
Yeah.
And that alone with the pure build out of that ride is nonsense. The
Yeah.
build
And
out
like
of
there's a part where a dragon like grabs you and you feel like the whoom from when the
yeah,
dragon grabs you. It's oh my god, it's amazing. And again, it's like Yolanda said, like it's not
10
someone
years
that's
ago.
actually pulling you. Like it's a
yeah.
No.
screen.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
so cool. Yeah, I
yeah,
can't wait.
I want to bring this back to Disney in that here's what they announced. Here's what they've been working on at like a fever pace. And Disney
Yeah.
has known this. This has not been a secret. They announced this theme park in 2019, so it's been
Mhm.
4 years, 5 years.
Yep.
What it what are we doing? They have
Yeah.
literally nothing on the horizon except the three things that we talked about earlier, and those things are not even like this
Yeah.
scale. And it's
No.
I have a hard time understanding their thought process here. Like you knew this was coming. You've
Yeah.
had plenty of time to come up with something cool and you put some planters in the center of Epcot. And that's what you
It's
did.
Yeah.
it's it's
I did
that.
I did see a bunch of people the other day with their laptops working there. So that's I mean, it's
And
a
I
nice
want to be
workspace.
like very clear is because someone brought to my attention the other day that I tend to be a little bit negative with things that Disney does. And I want to be very
I do
clear.
too.
It's not that I'm negative, but like I'm
You're
honest. And
honest
I feel like when you
and
go
truthful.
and take something away, which they do a lot, this is what they do. They don't add to
Mhm.
our parks, they replace. the onus is on them to like either give me something of that level or like exceed my expectation. And I'm sorry, but taking the Fountain of Nations away to give me a planter is not exceeding my expectation. So we're not being negative or like down on Disney, but like you chose to take this away. It's on you to give me something really cool to replace it. And you did not deliver. And Universal is going to eat your lunch because
they're gonna deliver. They're gonna deliver.
Looks insane. And what do you have to offer people? A retheme of Splash Mountain? Get the heck out of here. What?
I don't think it's so much a negative thing. I think it almost comes from like a loving place, because the way I see it, it's like you and your family love Disney so much. You expect you hold them to a higher standard. You expect more. And so like, and we all kind of do. It's like because it's not like we're gonna not buy our annual pass. We're not gonna, I might honestly, the year of Epic Universe, I might buy the lowest annual pass with a lot of blockouts and then buy a Universal pass again.
There's not that many blockouts. I have the lowest pass. The only thing I blocked out is weekends and holidays, and I don't want to go on either one of those either.
I'll probably do that and then actually buy a Universal pass, but just because and the only reason I don't have a Universal pass right now, I want to make it clear that it's time and money. I
you just had a wedding and you're trying to go on a honeymoon. Like,
I need to go to Disney more for niche, and it costs money to have all these park passes. So that's
it does.
That's why I don't have both, or else I absolutely would, because Harry Potter.
You did, but then life happens and you have to put your money elsewhere.
But because I've heard that too, that like we are very sticklers for past Disney, and we are a little bit negative, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just I hold them. When I was younger, I was always like, when the Nemo ride came out, and I remember seeing it on Disney Channel, and I would see all these things and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to see that. Or during my college program, I was so like Happily Ever After came out and I was like, this is crazy. This is insane. The projections, it was so new. And like, I had a chance to watch Luminous, and I really liked it. It felt like there was IP thrown in that didn't need to be there, but I love the pyrotechnics. I love the fireworks. I do think they worked pretty hard on it, but it's just that when you look at like what Universal is expected to give us compared to that, we spent 5 years with walls up in Epcot and we're not done with a hallway to perform in yet. It's like, it's bad. Like,
see, but when it comes to Epcot, like I loved Harmonious. You guys know that, like that was my favorite.
I loved Harmonious. It was
I
good.
absolutely loved it, and people were so mad. Like, oh, there's barges in the. Well, guess what? They put barges back.
They come in and out every day.
I'm just saying,
they're there, but not all day. Like they do.
Yeah, but they're still kind of there.
They're still there most of the day. Sometimes they'll move them, sometimes they don't. I guess it just depends on how many people and boats they have to pull it.
Or the weather. It might depend on like if the
weather. Who knows? But every single time I've been in Epcot recently, like this past month,
they've
been out.
When I was there the other day. They brought them out while I was there because I was in like Africa and the bridge went up, and I was like, well, guess I'm staying here for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're like, I'll be here.
I better get there.
But that's the thing. Like people were so mad about the barges, and like they just brought back different barges.
Like
they used the arms.
Yeah. So and my thing too that I have a lot of focus on, but we can do a whole episode on this, which we probably should one day, is like when you compare even just the value of like, let's take like just hotels, Universal hotels alone, what you get in terms of space in the room and
amenities
/ nice of facilities at their values versus like an all-star is insane. It is what they consider a moderate feels like a Disney deluxe resort. And I know Disney resorts were built like way before, so you know what I mean? We're dealing with an age building. But like the building I currently work in was built 35 years ago, and they do renovations every 5-10 years.
I stayed at Portofino Bay when I was in high school, and that was 20 something years ago. So like they're not that new, like they've been there for a hot minute.
Stunning. And like their resorts.
Yeah, Jessie and I actually toured a bunch of Universal resorts, and like can confirm Yolanda is 100% correct. Like, and we've stayed at one of them or two of them before, and I did years ago. But yeah, like their attention to detail and their accommodations are on par with Disney. Like there's no
and the prices are like halved. Like
not
on par with Disney, and the prices are like here, but like for the moderate resorts, like sometimes you can find a room at a moderate resort at Universal for like $189 a night.
Yeah,
which is insane. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I feel like even like economically where we're going, how can a family of like let's say like that has a couple teens, a couple young kids, come to Orlando and not say, why not split our time, versus maybe they came to Orlando 10 years ago and were like, we need to do all Disney.
Yeah, I think
Like,
there's definitely
And
been a shift, and I think it's just going to continue
I
to
think so
shift
too.
that way.
Especially with Epic coming out for sure. But I was gonna throw in, like Kristen just said, we toured Portofino and a couple other Universal resorts. And when we walked into the Portofino rooms, it was a standard room, but it had a
Some
connecting
of them
kid
do,
suite
yeah.
with all minions. And you're literally in the minion pods. And like you can close the door to the kid room. It
brilliant.
was the cutest room I have ever seen. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
So
and don't
cool.
get me wrong, those are
It
pricey.
is.
Like, I literally just made a reel on it of looking
Absolutely.
up the pricing,
It's a
but, like,
suite. It's it's a double room.
They do get, the
I can't
Portofino
think of
ones,
anything that
but
Disney
that's
has
a
Absolutely.
deluxe.
similar to
That's a
that.
deluxe resort.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah,
can stay at a Grand Floridian, priced
for
room,
$1,000 a
and you're
night.
not getting a separate suite for your kids that's completely themed.
No, you're getting a trindle bed.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you're
And a pull
getting a
down.
trindle bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they're very cute. Which
Yeah,
they're
my kids
very
love them.
very
Absolutely.
Full
sweet.
disclosure.
They did
They're,
a very good
they're
job.
super. They're really cute.
But it's
Like,
not an entire room that you can
It's not.
literally close the door and be like, enjoy your room, have
Yeah.
fun, goodbye.
yeah, go there.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's a lot of that for me. It's like the value. And then to Kristen's point of like, we have the space to update and they're just not. If you look at like, all right, if they're not going to give us anything else, something easy to update would be the water parks, because we already have the technology of the magic bands. It might even be where Universal was inspired. So at Universal's Volcano Bay, you get to use a band called like a Tapu Tapu band, which they give you for free. When you get to the park, you have to give it back. But you, instead of like waiting on the stairs like at every water park ever, you tap into a ride that says, okay, this ride may have a 60-minute wait, especially during the heat of the summer. You just tap into it. So imagine this with your kids. They don't have to wait on stairs. So, and then you can use the wave pool, you can use the kid park, you can use the lazy river, the rapid river, and then it'll vibrate when it's your turn to ride. And then you just go and maybe 10 minutes in line and ride. It is the most insane, and it creates a very relaxing experience. But not only relaxing, I like don't have a pass there anymore. I used to. When any of my friends suggest to go, I am extremely down to pay $89 for one day, because I get my money worth every time.
Yeah.
Because I'm never waiting in lines. And I feel like that would be so easy for Disney to implement something like that at Blizzard Beach, because they already have the technology. They already have it.
I can't tell you how many times people wear their magic bands, like
They're
to
waterproof. They already
the
have
water
It's your room
parks,
key. Like,
and
what are you gonna
they're
do?
constantly
You know?
in their magic bands.
Well, and it's great because like at a water park, if you're not buying alcohol, you don't need to get ID. You don't need to carry anything with you. You can pay. So like they already have that technology. So
can't even get both water parks open at the same time here.
And now we have the college program back. So like the excuse is gone.
I don't understand what the problem is.
Because the excuse was always, for a while after 2020, the excuse was staffing. But we have the college program back, and then that's a whole nother episode. Because like there is, at the end of the day, only so many people in Orlando that live here to work.
Yeah.
And Universal is slated to pay almost $20 an hour starting for Epic Universe.
I know.
Like to serve hot dogs starting. So you can't tell me that people aren't going to flee Disney World to work there.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I just
theme park
what Kristen said about like they're going to eat their lunch, she's not like it's multiple reasons of why we are like concerned for Disney.
And again, like Yolanda's saying they do tend to play things close to the vest. But I don't think that's for any other reason than they don't want egg on their face when they don't wind up doing the things that they say. Because you all know there's been a lot of D23s where they're like, we're giving you a theater, we're giving you this. And it either never happens or they literally break ground on a project and then they're like, nah, never mind. No.
Yeah. I will also say, on another flip side of that, when it comes to working at the theme parks, I have not worked at Universal, but I've worked at Disney and I've worked at SeaWorld. And when it comes to working at SeaWorld and Universal, they team up. So when you're a team member at Universal or an ambassador at SeaWorld, you guys get passes to both. So SeaWorld gets passes to Universal and SeaWorld. Universal gets passes to SeaWorld and Universal. So, and then you get guest tickets on top of that. And it's usually about 12 a year. So it's like one a month. You also get 50% off like annual passes, 25% off annual passes. Like you get all these different coupons that you can give out to your friends and family.
Yeah, that's what Frances has right now. Like we went to dinner the other night, 50% off. She was like, I can get you a season pass for this much money. Like And
Yeah.
they also do like Universal, and they do a lot of team member appreciation, like
A
closing
lot.
down the park and opening at night to their team members, like
Yep. And
a
that's the
lot.
thing, like, Disney, they just had a cast event when you hit 10, 15, 25, whatever
Yeah.
years. But if you're working there for under 10 years, you don't get
Yeah.
any of that. You get an annual pass, but they change the blockout dates completely random. So you have to also have an annual pass because, well, guess what? Disney doesn't want you in that day. Sorry.
It's that.
Um, there's that, and they have decreased the amount of tickets that cast members get. So
Yeah, and they have to work for them now. Like it's
cast
hours,
members,
not just you get them.
correct. They used to automatically get 12,
Yep.
and now you have to work a certain hours to get the amount that you want to
Which is
achieve.
wild.
I don't get any because I'm seasonal.
Yes.
So I don't get any tickets at all.
Yeah, and I will say, like my friend Greg, he is a manager like at
Yeah.
Disney, so his benefits are very different, and they're
Managers are
awesome. Like
better.
he gets a spouse pass,
Yeah.
and I will say, like Disney does have really great healthcare, really great like supporting benefits for like mental health
Yeah.
and everything.
Well, so
The
does
problem
Universal.
is, as
Universal has good benefits.
yeah, and the problem is, as Jessie just said, it's impossible to get full time. It
Oh
is
yeah.
like
Anywhere.
you have to work
Yeah.
years before you can even
Oh
get to
yeah.
full time to
Yeah.
get those benefits. Whereas Universal and SeaWorld will often hire in their peak times for full time positions. Like,
SeaWorld not so much. Universal, yes.
yeah, Universal a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So it,
So,
and then with Epic Universe opening, like you said, with them starting at 20 an hour, also
dude,
getting on all these benefits on top of it, they're also gonna probably get Epic Universe, I would assume, or have some kind of deal built into that.
they're gonna do some kind of team member preview,
Yeah.
and for
And
a lot of theme park nerds in Orlando, that's
yeah.
enough of a reason to jump ship.
And that's
Like,
the thing with SeaWorld and Universal, like SeaWorld, like the Universal people only get the not Universal parks, the SeaWorld Orlando park. So you don't get like Busch Gardens.
yeah,
Where SeaWorld people, you only get the two parks, you don't get Volcano Bay. Which, I mean, again, like if you're working for either one of those company, it's a great like, integrated
yeah,
system. So
it
it's like
is.
I was just happy to be able to go to Universal and not have to pay to get in. It had
Absolutely,
blockout
yeah.
dates, whatever, but I got an extra park pass on top of that, you know?
Yeah. And you can go, like you said, you're going on off days. You can
Yeah.
just go leisurely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just very concerning overall, and just like the technology that we're seeing with these new rides, the employees that they are going
Yeah.
to need. Like there's many reasons that Kristen is like they are going to like come for Disney's Inquires.
Because it's going to be just so amazing. Like I am so freaking excited for Epic.
Yeah.
I'm going to want to be there every single day.
I'm
Like
I'm excited too, because I think with you guys also being in the travel industry, you'll kind of see and gauge like how many inquiries you're getting now
yeah.
to start planning a Universal trip. And I just think that like with it, even if you're not a Universal family, if you are someone who's always come to Disney, I think based on me planning to go to other states and things, that it would be really hard to come to Orlando and not say there's a brand new theme park. We
Let's go
have
to
to know about
Universal.
it. And we didn't even touch on like that. Not only is Universal building a whole new park, they just opened the Minions area, and they are also still opening a DreamWorks area in the park, which will feature a lot of their newer movies as well as Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and
Yep.
IP that they already own. So like, and when I say like just open Minions, they opened Minions within the last year.
Yeah.
And it has a restaurant, meet and greet area, bakery, ride experience, kind of walk through slash it's an entertainment experience.
Yeah.
It's a ride. It's
Yeah.
it's interactive. But they opened all of that while still working on the DreamWorks area, while producing, I think, like 4 entertainment shows. They came out with Vamos. They came out with the Diner Show, the Mel's Diner Dance
Mel's
Show.
Diner Dancing.
Like, I just am struggling to see, even if we had just looked at entertainment in this, like, what does Disney have coming up? Because with this new park is going to be all new shows, all new, like.
And that's the one thing I love about Universal is that I can literally walk in at any time of the day and go see any one of these little shows. They're all like 15-minute shows,
Yeah.
and they're so nice because they're on repeat all day. Where yes, Disney has like the sit down shows, but you have to
Not the
stand
same.
in line, find a seat, sit down. It's just a lot of waiting
Yeah.
in lines.
A lot of
Unfortunately, in
planning.
Universals, you walk up and you just
It's like the
look at
ease
it.
of vacation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different.
And
It's very different.
yeah. And to that too, like they're gonna need all those more entertainers. They're gonna
Yeah.
need all, because they're still gonna have to staff their normal and that. So like,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
can't even imagine what shows they're gonna have at Epic. Like with it being the, stars and moon and
it's gonna be
celestial
so
theme,
cool.
like I can't even imagine the shows that they're going to produce. Like,
it's going to be so cool.
So
and
cool.
Just content creators alone. Like, I know a lot of people this year who I saw a lot of the Disney bloggers that I follow say on their socials that they hadn't been to Halloween Horror Nights, and that they went this year and loved it. Like, a lot of people that I follow did that. So, like, if they're doing that, these bloggers are going to, like, any time to the ability to be inspired and create fresh content. We're going to the same parks every day is hard. Yeah. And this is offering 50 experiences of unique content and unique ways to create a space for their followers to enjoy. And like, that's going to affect Disney too, because people are going to want to cover it. They're going to want, and that's all free advertisement. So like, it's exactly what Kristen said. I really do think that they're going to eat their lunch. They're going to absolutely eat their lunch on the playground. Like,
I don't know. I mean, they knew it was coming, but they've done nothing. So I guess
it's that for me. This was announced years ago.
You could have been preparing, and like literally in the smallest ways, and they've done none of that. So that's where we're at, man.
Those are our feels.
We just wanted to share our feelings on this because, like, we're really excited for Epic Universe,
and we've been talking about it for days, like just on text message, and we're like, well, what do we want to do for the podcast? You know what? Let's talk about this because we're already talking about it. So,
and we're all Disney girlies, and Disneyland had a vacation club night and brought a bunch of really old cool characters in,
and they opened Pixar Pier and put Bing Bong there.
So Disneyland is they're working over there. The Pixar Pier Hotel is beautiful. They are opening, like I said, they're opening stuff in other parks. I don't want to discredit that they are making waves in Shanghai and
other places.
But like, we were comparing Orlando to Orlando, and when it comes to that, I think
we got
coming up we have a clear winner in terms of what people are looking forward to experience.
All right, well, that's what's going on, guys. Tell us
we had to share it.
Think we are.
We don't think we are. Thank you for listening to us rant.
Thank you so much, guys, and we will see you in 2 weeks probably.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye.